All right, I think we are live. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur. Welcome to Sunday night's live stream. Getting started much later than we typically do because I, for the longest time, was actually having a hard time um, logging on to the channel. You know, I put in the thumbnail, I put in the description. It wasn't saying next on the phone, and I was wondering what the heck was going on. And then I realized at one point it said, "Is this video acceptable for children?" And I realized, oh, it's that whole COPA thing that's going on, which I do want to talk about on this channel because it's kind of frightening, to be perfectly honest. But we're not going to talk about that today. You've read the title. You know that we are going in a very different direction. However, before we get started, have to lay some ground rules. It's obligatory. It's annoying, I know, but we have to let it be known. And by doing this, we also, by the way, delay the show a little bit longer so that more people can come in. Though I see Rideshare Lisa and Alex and Ryan's Treasures and George, some of my favorite people, already joining us. You guys never fail. Every Sunday you're here. I am very appreciative of that. However, as you probably figured out, this is a live stream. This is a live stream, and as such, we do not have a set time. We do not, things can go completely off topic. There will be a lot of conversation between the viewers. We kind of go with the flow overall. So anyone who wants to write down, geez, buddy, get to the point. This is not your video. This is not the video for you. We're not just going to get to the point. We are going to enjoy one another's companies. And I just realized I have a canker sore. Um, no, I do not have Jesse or Leonard Maltin's autographs. I would love to have those. And by the way, I have filmed the video of the ones you sent me. They're probably gonna go up Friday, just to let you know. And I have I'm already making plans to finish the Walt Disney Treasure. So yeah, definitely very much appreciate. Hey, and hey, look, I will definitely buy uh, if you can get Leonard Maltin's autograph, like wow, I would I'd actually pay you for that one. So just to let you know. So yeah, I think Katie's behind the scenes tonight. So before we get started on the main topic, and yeah, I'm gonna rip into Apple. I don't do it very often because people typically don't seem to care. However, I think this is a particularly good topic to talk about, considering it relates to Uber and rideshare and the economy in general. Because well, as you read the title, and hey, Dustin's in here, awesome. Apple's co-founder is not entirely sold on the whole autonomous cars thing, and actually has kind of given up hopes that it's going to happen. Now, before we talk about that, again, we want to wait a little bit longer, see if anyone else comes. I do unfortunately have some negative news involving someone from the rideshare community. I heard this earlier, but Driver Lady Pro, who is otherwise, her name's Mandy, by the way, she is known in the rideshare community for basically being the most active protester out of all of us. She was the first one who started protesting Uber and Lyft's abhorrent treatment of drivers, the rate cuts, at almost every protest that is out there. You can see she's in the crowd. She worked harder than anyone to to fight fight for our rights. She's a very lovely lady. I'm happy to call her a friend. Now she got diagnosed with, if I recall, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was stage 4 cancer. It was stage 4 something, and we've done our part to help her out as best we can. We have done fundraisers. We have done a GoFundMe. Dustin put on did a donation drive and matched dollar for dollar, and within no time at all, it reached you know um but it's he was definitely very good about that. I did one. I donated a little something. So liver and lung, yeah. So right now we're not asking for any more money at the time being, although I believe our GoFundMe is still out there, so if you haven't donated to it, you can. I'll try to keep you up to date, but she's in hospice, I hear. So that's not good. Obviously, we want to send our prayers her way. If you don't believe in prayers, I guess send good wishes and good thoughts her way. But yeah, she's been receiving some behind the scenes help from other drivers, I hear. So we've been doing what we can, and hopefully she will make it. I hope she will make it. My nose is itching all of a sudden. So I wish I had better news about that. Um, I've definitely been very happy with how the community has supported her. The community has supported her in a way that Uber and Lyft certainly have not supported her. So it's unfortunate. So yeah, for those of you who are wondering where she is, that's what's going on right now. It's sad. I wish I had better news for you. But hey, she's a fighter, and we just got to keep supporting her, sending our prayers and everything. And who knows what's going to happen? I think she'll be with us for a long time. So who knows? But but that out of the way, now let's finally talk about the topic at hand. I'm going to click over to this article. I read this article on, of all sites, it's called oilprice.com, although the quote has definitely been making the rounds. And that is the fact that Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, I'm sure you've all heard of Apple, did an interview recently, and they were talking about a bunch of things, but of course, everyone always takes like one major thing that someone says, and they run with it. And the big thing that he said in this interview involved self-driving cars. Now, self-driving cars is something that I have told people over and over again not to be concerned about it. It's not going to happen anytime soon. I mean, I had nothing really to go by other than the fact that there were some common sense questions the self-driving car makers could never actually answer for me. They just never could. So I've never trusted it, and I never thought that it would be like a big thing, at least anytime soon. Maybe in my lifetime, but way, way down. Certainly never the 2 years that the Uber and Lyft have always said, hey, in 2 years we'll have driverless cars, and we'll be good. We don't have to pay the drivers anymore. I know people don't like when I drink on camera, but talking consistently live does get a little parched on the throat. So sorry about the slurps and everything. It is sugar-free, by the way. I won't drink that whole thing. It's just something to wet my whistle right now. So, yeah, I will try to find the, in fact, maybe I will try to find the GoFundMe. I'll try to find the GoFundMe now. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, I got it for you. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, okay. There it is. They found it. Okay. So yeah, if you want to give, there's a great way to do that. So anyway, Uber and Lyft has always been saying like, and again, I always saw this as like a marketing ploy, a way to get more venture capital money to flow through the company. It's like, look, self-driving cars, a future where every single car on the road is self-driving. No, not going to happen. And it seems like Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, kind of agrees. Now, Steve Wozniak is a very smart guy. Even in his old age, he has always had like a finger on the pulse of the technology community. He's always kind of figured out where it's going. He even predicted years ago, I think in 1992, he was one of the first that said that one day computers will be in the palm of our hand, in our pocket. So, that's, oh, well, don't just email Dustin, email me too, Marcus. I'm kidding. Me and Dustin are rivals. We are rivals, and we're bitter enemies, and we hate each other. We just don't show it on camera, so, yeah. But anyway, back to the thing. So he has actually come out and said that he's given up on ever seeing it in his lifetime. And he's not a spring chicken, he's old, but he's in very good health. So here's the thing. The article from oilprice.com says, for those betting on 2030 being the tipping point year for autonomous electric vehicles taking over global new vehicle sales, you might want to take a second look. While 2030 has been named the magic year in a few market reports, and conference keynote speeches, the timeline for automated EVs to become the industry norm in global vehicle manufacturing and sales will likely take much longer. Yeah. And in fact, the first quote they have isn't even from Wozniak. The first quote they have is from Honda CEO Takahiro Hachigo. And he said, the hurdles to battery electric vehicles and complete autonomous driving are still quite high. That is a polite Japanese term for basically saying, yeah, this ain't happening anytime soon. His company will focus on gasoline electric hybrids, not full EVs, through 2030. As for fully autonomous vehicles, Honda will roll out incremental advances that offer real world safety at affordable prices. It makes more sense for the cautious Japanese company that prefers long ended timeframes over immediate results. And he continued by saying, I don't know whether other manufacturers are becoming too optimistic or not, but apparently the approach in going about these regulations differs from one company to another, which I agree with. It always each company has had different time frames. Most say within 5 years. I don't think that's going to happen. The automaker already has a number of new technologies ready to include its new vehicle lineup, including a hands-off autonomous system for highways, but the company will be taking a wait-and-see approach with autonomous and electric vehicles. Now, I don't know why they're taking a wait-and-see approach with the electric vehicles. Electric vehicles work. They're popular. I mean, you have to improve the battery life. I think the batteries should, in theory, get about 400 to 500 miles per charge. That's my belief anyway. Once you get to that point, I think people will jump on the electric vehicle market, but who knows? So, Hachigo's perspectives, though, are shared by other leaders in auto manufacturing, including Japanese rival Toyota's executive vice president Shigeki Tomoyama. The executive last month said in a speech that even with its 10 billion R&D budget, Toyota has always seen the path to commercialization as long and challenging. So, first of all, I want to point something out here to people who said that hey, Uber and Lyft, they clearly know what they're talking about. I mean, they're in transportation. No, they're not. They're in peer-to-peer ride sharing. That's the business they're in, and data collecting. They don't make cars. They don't work in the auto industry. Heck, they don't even make their own self-driving cars. They license that out to other people to work on that stuff, or they bought other companies. So here's the thing. The car makers have been pretty bullish in the past about self-driving cars, but now they're starting to slowly come around and say, yeah, we oversold the concept, guys. Heck, we don't even know if electric vehicles will be a big thing. So we're kind of taking a step back, and we're going to take a wait-and-see approach. Now, this is where Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak comes in. Because last month, and I don't know why it's just making the rounds now, but he said this last month, said he's given up on ever seeing level 5 fully autonomous vehicles being allowed on public roads during his lifetime. Apple is still working on a self-driving car project, but Wozniak said it's become much harder to achieve than had originally been thought. This is Apple, by the way. Apple has money hands over fist. I mean, they've got so much money that they could probably buy a fairly big, like, I have a friend who works at Apple, and if he is to be believed, they could buy Netflix, Spotify, and maybe Sony, and still have like half their fortune left over. He said that they have so much money on hand that Apple can actually operate at a loss for 40 years before they have to worry about going out of business. Apple's got a lot of money. So it's not like they can't afford the best of the best to work on this program. It's just the reality of the situation is the technology isn't there yet. It just isn't there yet. Now, the article goes on that General Motors CEO Mary Barra in recent years had emphasized that her company will become the global leader in advanced autonomous and electric vehicles as automakers shift over from vehicle manufacturers to full-service mobility service providers. Reaching that end goal will be taking much longer than expected. In self-driving unit, GM Cruise said in July it was backing off plans to make available autonomous taxis called robotaxis by the end of this year. GM has a 2.75 billion stake in Cruise. GM's 500 million investment in ride-hailing platform Lyft in 2016 has moved far away from any type of joint project, with Lyft continuing to test its own small fleet of self-driving cars without GM's involvement. So I didn't know this, but apparently Lyft and General Motors relationship has kind of not fallen apart, but it's not what it used to be. It really isn't what it used to be. So they're not really working together on this anymore, so to speak. So a new survey by J.D. Power last month supports that conclusion. The study found that consumer sentiment about self-driving vehicles and electrification has stayed flat recently, even though the technology growth has been impressive. J.D. Power's 2019 Quarter Third Mobility Conference Index study found that opinions haven't changed since the last survey 3 months prior. The index now stands at 36 on a 100-point scale for self-driving vehicles and 55 for battery electric vehicles, identical to the previous one. Quote, it was a little surprising to find consumer sentiment about self-driving vehicles and electrification has stayed flat, but it shows that consumers are really steadfast in their opinions about new mobility technologies right now, regardless of how close they are to being available for purchase. And they're not close to available for purchase. Everyone has pretty much admitted that. And it's kind of interesting because me and Katie this evening, we went to see Ford versus Ferrari in IMAX, which was excellent movie, by the way. At least 4 stars. She gave it 4.5, but for the record. And that movie kind of solidifies why people really like cars. I mean, like, truly love cars. They like the speed, they like the power, they like the feeling of driving them. The movie, by the way, really makes you interested in the whole racing process. Now, you can't have that with an autonomous vehicle. One of the reasons I don't think it's going to be a thing. Now, granted, yeah, you could still have a driving sport if there's autonomous vehicles. NASCAR could basically say, yeah, we're still going to have driving vehicles, and the companies who basically sponsor the drivers could make shift gear cars and everything, but people just like driving. So here's the thing. The studies pulled more than 5,000 consumers and industry experts on self-driving vehicles and another 5,000 on battery electric vehicles. One industry expert in the study agrees with colleagues on how tough the challenge has become. Quote, tech and automotive companies continue to learn how difficult the problem really is, the expert said. Another blow could be that the world's largest EV market, China, is considering further cuts to subsidies for EV purchases, according to people familiar with the matter. It would be another blow to a once booming industry that's facing an unprecedented slump. In the U.S., a battle between the Trump administration and California's clean car and zero-emission vehicle standards is expected to hurt EV sales in America, which, by the way, I'm just going to say right now, I don't understand why the Trump administration is against the Clean Air Act. It makes, I think it makes perfect sense. I like my gas vehicle. I like my EV electric vehicle more. I've never understood why this has necessarily been an issue. It's like, that should be like the easiest compromise to make. Democrats can say, hey, you know what? We want cleaner air. Republicans can say, well, we want cars that don't cost as much to drive. Ergo, the electric vehicle. But whatever. So here's the thing. And also China, I'm kind of glad they brought China up, because China, by the way, has stated recently that they are committed to use fossil fuels for the next 50 years. So that is, obviously, that's, I don't know. I mean, boy, that statement has like a whole lot wrong with it, but it's like, I say, yeah, let China have the gas cars. Like, I think we will do fine with hybrids and electrics, at the very least hybrids. I do like, my next car will be a Prius, or maybe even a Camry hybrid. So, but anyway. So here's the thing. What else is going on? This article's almost finished, so we might as well finish it out. In 2018, China saw about 1,256,000 units sold in its new energy vehicle EV segment of battery electric and plug-in hybrid electric vehicles. That made up about 62% of global EV sales last year. Generous subsidies has been behind China EV sales boom since 2015. But discussions have shifted over to a further cut in these subsidies beyond the national government's recent initial announcement. These new vehicle purchase incentives have started being softened already this year in an attempt to let EV makers become more appealing and competitive in the overall auto market. Chinese government officials want to see new vehicle sales come back to offset a recessionary economy in the country. Car sales slumped 5.2% annually in September, extending the annual sales decline for the 15th month in a row. In the world's second largest EV market, a battle between the Trump administration and California's clean air and zero emissions vehicle standards is expected to hurt EV sales in America. General Motors, Toyota, FCA, Hyundai, and the National Automobile Dealers Association are back in the Trump administration's efforts to gut fuel economy standards and California's ability to keep the bar high. Well, here's the thing. I know why the car companies want to fight this. If you watch the movie Who Killed the Electric Car, they are definitely in bed with big oil. These companies said that in recent filings to the U.S. Appeals Court, arguing the administration's rule provided vehicle manufacturers with a certainty that states cannot interfere with the federal fuel economy standards. Well, whatever. In July, Ford, Honda, and Volkswagen made a deal with California supporting the state's policies. The Trump administration is prepared to soon roll back the fuel efficiency standards set by the Obama administration and revoke California's ability to set stricter clean car standards. In September, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and National Highway Traffic Safety Administration published its overhauled rule called Safe Vehicles Rule Part 1, One National Standard, to take effect November 26. AVs and EVs will need to see regulatory hurdles cleared as one of the key challenges for mass adaptation. So, yeah. Now, this article kind of became about electric vehicles. I mean, I think electric vehicles make sense personally. And they make sense for you too. I mean, the one it doesn't make sense for right now is if you like to do like a lot of road trips like I do, a purely electric vehicle is not practical right now because they don't get the miles that you need. And the charging stations are not as frequent as you'd like them to be. Now, if you have a Tesla, the Tesla will, you put in on your little GPS where you want to go with the Tesla, and it will say, by the way, here are the charging stations you will need to stop by on your trip. And they will keep you up to date with what you need to do to get there. But there's still a certain amount of stopping, waiting overnight sometimes to a certain extent. So, anyway, that's why. But I mean, hybrids, my next car will be a hybrid. I am looking again at the Prius or the Camry. Me and Katie do like doing road trips. And so we sometimes need to go more than 300 miles, or certainly more than 200 miles that the Leaf provides. At least the last time I heard that's what the Leaf did. But yeah, so we're kind of getting, so let's kind of get back to what Steve Wozniak and really almost every car manufacturer CEO said. They are admitting finally that this is a much bigger task than they had initially thought it was going to be. And there's just no getting around that. So when they start saying that, it's like, well, a big monumental task, that's not 3 years away. That's not 2 years away. That's not even 5 years away. That's probably 10 years away if we're being super generous, and maybe more. Steve Wozniak, who is not necessarily an authority on the topic, he's just a really smart man in my opinion. He has said we probably will not see this in our lifetime. So there you go. Now, I know everyone who's driving for 35 cents a mile, I guess you can relax. You can continue to drive Uber and Lyft as much as you want. I'm just saying, Uber and Lyft are really banking, and so is Postmates and DoorDash and these companies, by the way. They're all banking on autonomous vehicles being this big thing to really make the money. And it's not going to happen, which does beg the question, what is their backup plan? What is the backup plan for these companies that if the self-driving vehicles are not here by 2020? Or 2021, which was the last couple dates that were quoted. What do? They're still burning through $1 billion or more in cash every quarter. These companies collectively burn through $8 billion a year in losses, and not sustainable. It's absolutely not sustainable at all. So, yeah. Basically, no drivers getting fired. Unless, of course, AB5, they react poorly to it and they just start laying off a bunch of people. So, there you have it. Okay, now that we've done the main story, we're at the 25-minute mark. I don't know if we're going to do like a whole hour tonight, guys, because we started fairly late and I still have to edit videos for tomorrow, including, not to toot my own horn, but got an exclusive for you tomorrow. I got an exclusive story for you. You're hearing it here first, as far as I am aware. Dustin will not get it until after I report it. There's no possible way he will report this until I report it, unless he just waits till like 2 a.m. or 6 a.m. No, you know what? I'm not even going to schedule a video until 5 a.m. tomorrow, and you'll just have to wait till 5 a.m. to see what it is. So, I told you, me and Dustin don't like each other. We secretly hate each other. Actually, we don't. We're pretty good friends. This is just a new thing that's going on right now. And by the way, you can help me out by sending me exclusive stories too. So let's start looking at some of the comments. Wild turkey story, yeah. George says they're already raising rates on riders, but not passing them on to drivers. Of course not. Kevin, did you hear about New York? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. It depends what you're talking about in New York. So, yeah, just let me know, and I'll let you know if I heard about it and what my thoughts on it are. Driver Steve says, the more energy we push through those electric transmission lines, the more heat generated, and the more energy lost through that heat. Okay. Jeff says, what do you think of the new Uber Eats pay structure? The new Uber Eats pay structure, I have that actually. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Well, oh, where is? Oh, here. Is this it? Oh, okay, I don't have it. So I've heard of the new pay structure. I don't think I'm particularly qualified to talk about it for Uber Eats because I don't have a whole lot of experience with it. However, I always like tell people whenever they do like a change to the pay structure or something, do the math. The math usually will not work out in your favor, and that seems to have been the case. A lot of people who do Uber Eats that I watch have not. They really have not been very happy with it. So I'm assuming it's really not a great deal for people. Of course, I kind of assume at this point that any change Uber makes is a bad one until I look at it more closely, because Uber so rarely does something that's good for the drivers. And the thing is, even when they do something that's good for the drivers, when you look a little closer, you usually find out it's not good for you in the long run. So anyway, Riser Steve says recording Uber. I don't know what recording Uber means. Low Roller Scratcher said, I heard Lyft giving a second chance if you got banned drivers. Lyft is going to be giving some drivers a second chance. That's a step in the right direction. I agree. But of course, it's kind of a shallow thing because I think they're doing it because so many people, frankly, get kicked off of Lyft and they didn't do anything. So of course they're being given a second chance. So anyway. Jeff Noel said, I like the $5 minimum. You could do a bunch and get something. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Uber Eats basically turned into the DoorDash model where it's and Instacart models where it's like some of the orders are like $2, I guess. So yeah, no, it sucks. Totally sucks. But what do you expect? George says, Uber Pro ends January 31st, 2020. Anyone idea? Well, that's yeah, I don't know what's coming with that one. But there you go. Lower Scratcher said Dustin driver can drive Lyft again. To my knowledge, Dustin does not want to drive for Lyft at all. He has no interest in even trying to. Okay, so right, Lisa said it's called NYSB S6699A with Uber and Lyft, and if it passes, it will go into effect right away. Well, let me search this. Let me search this, see if I can find exactly what this is. Okay, here's New York State Senate bill. No, that's not the right one. Oh, excuse me, one second. Oh, the noise is coming. I thought I was hearing a voice. I have these earphones. Like, they're like, so, I'm going to assume Yeah, here it is. So, oh, great, an ad. Actually, no, it's not an ad. They are. Why are they showing the YouTube video? Oh, scroll down to continue. Okay, here we go. So, from Luxury Travel Advisor, New York State introduces independent contractor bill. Okay. Earlier this year, when the American Society of Travel Advisors was taking on California legislation AB5 that altered the way independent contractors were defined, Executive Vice President of Advocacy Eben Peck warned advisors that similar moves to protect workers could pop up in other progressive states such as New York, Oregon, and Washington. Now it seems his prediction has come true. Senate Bill S6699A, sponsored by Robert Jackson, aims to reclassify more workers as employees rather than independent contractors in order for them to receive benefits such as health care and retirement. In a statement, ASTA says, as expected, it looks like the fight over independent contractor status is moving to the Empire State. A bill was recently introduced in the New York State Senate that threatens the independent advisor model in the state. It looks a lot like California Assembly Bill 5, establishing the so-called ABC test to determine if a worker is an employee or an independent contractor with no exemptions at the moment. It is critical that the legislation be amended to protect the independent advisor model that has existed in our industry for decades and provide opportunities for thousands of small business owners. We suspect our industries are already at work trying to get exempted, so now is the time to act, even though the legislature doesn't come back into session until January. If you live in New York, please take 2 minutes to tell your senator to amend this legislation and protect New York's small businesses. Okay, so basically, New York has their own version of AB5. That's what this is. Okay, well, we knew that was going to happen at some point. We knew it was going to happen. I am a little surprised it happened so fast, but there you have it. So, the thing about all these bills is like, yeah, there does need to be exceptions. Like right now, my whole thing about AB5 is I'm an independent freelance journalist, so I actually do like a lot of freelance articles that now I can only do 35, which maybe that doesn't quite apply to me as much because I write under pseudonyms anyway, but yeah, AB5 does affect me. So they're going to have to figure out how many small businesses would be affected by this in New York and start writing exemptions, because really they're after the gig economy companies. They don't want to hurt Pablo's Pizzeria. They want to hurt Uber, Lyft, and Postmates and Grubhub. Those are who they really want. So yeah, but we knew this was coming. Let's see here. The sun should charge car as solar sun. I actually kind of agree with that, Low Scratcher. I always thought it'd be cool, if cars started being made with solar roofs and they could charge a battery while you're driving. And maybe that wouldn't replace a full charge, but it would. Let me put that in there. Maybe that would be a great thing. So Ryan Strider says, "Have you seen any episodes of BoJack Horseman?" Yes, I have watched all of season 6 because we know that the next batch of episodes will be called season 7. And yep, I like it. I'm waiting for the end. It'll be a fascinating journey to see come to an end. So George says they are giving second chance to drivers because autonomous cars are not going to happen. A lot of current drivers are driverless. Yeah, no, they have to do that. But would those people want to have their jobs back? That's the question. So anyway, California is the first state to let college athletes will get paid in sports. You heard that news? Yes, I have, and I agree with that. I mean, I don't really pay attention to sports very much, but I did watch the South Park episode with the NCAA, and that was when I looked into it. And I kind of realized about the that college students for basketball, the NCAA basically couldn't they would be on EA's video game covers and stuff, but they wouldn't get They don't want any how should they say they don't get compensated for that. That's that never seemed right to me. So let's see here. Rideshare Revolutionaries does movie reviews now. Kevin, what do you think about that? Really, he does. First of all, I have to check this out. With all due respect to him, I didn't realize he had time to go to the movies. I kind of assumed he didn't have time to do much of anything. Let's see here. What do you know? Rights Revolution Exposed is one of the most common searches on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, so Let's see here. Oh, all right, J Ginger finally commented on the deactivation. Okay, so all right, he's doing test footage and alternative endings. How the Avengers could have beaten Thanos in Infinity War. So, all right. Well, I love movies. I love movies a lot. So you know what? Frankly, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This is not a knock towards him, by the way. I am so not interested in a movie channel where about Marvel. But and here's the thing, I don't. That's again, it's not a knock towards him. Like I don't care that much when like John Campy or something does these long discussions about the Marvel and the Star Wars movie. I don't care. So I mean, just to kind of let you know what I like here, I'm going to pull just a random stack of movies out of my thing. So here are some movies that I have bought. Millennium Actress and A Midnight Summer Sex Comedy, Woody Allen. Memories. Match Point, also Woody Allen. I'm a Muppet fan, what can I say? So we have a few Muppet movies in here. We have Lupin the Third. We have Black Swan. We, let's see here, grab some more. Yeah, I guess I do have that. A Spike Lee joint, Jim Brown, Jeremiah Johnson, In the Name of the Father, In Bruges, In America, Heaven Can Wait, Hairspray, Half Nelson, another Muppet movie. So these are movies that I watch a lot. I like these movies. I'm definitely someone who, and I'm collecting like the Criterion collection. That's like right now my major focus at trying to own the entire 1,000 plus collection of the Criterion collection. So I frankly have no interest in watching another person talk about the Avengers. But maybe he'll be good at it. I don't know. I have not watched those videos. I might check it out just to kind of see what it's like. It looks like he will be moving his channel away from rideshare a little bit. That's probably a wise move. Because Lyft probably won't keep him on forever, because Lyft is actually worse about deactivating people than Uber, to be honest. So I don't know, but yeah, he's probably trying to change the channel and move it in a different direction. And hey, that's not a terrible idea at this point. I wish him all the best in that. So okay, but yeah, that's interesting. So let's see here. Okay, Ryan Chester. Are you going to be seeing Frozen 2 before next week's live stream? I'm going to be interested to know what your thoughts on if you are. I'm seeing Frozen 2 on Thursday in Prime 3D. So, yeah, I'll probably have a print review of that. Just to let you know, it's not really discussed much. It really isn't. But I do have a site where I post print reviews. Now, I haven't posted frequently, but I've been posting more often. So for those of you who are interested in those print reviews, here's a link in the box. So you can probably read my Frozen 2 review on that on Friday or Saturday. So there you go. Jeff says Uber Pro is BS anyways. My acceptance rate is 55% and cancel rate 10%. My star rate is 5. If I accepted more, I would have a much lower rate. Lots of a-hole passengers and tons more aggravation. Camille says, LL, dude, he does movie reviews. Well, yeah, like I said, I didn't realize he had time to go to the movies, but yeah, maybe they're good. I don't know. Low Roller Scratcher said, I hope YouTube would not be shutting down people's channel December 10th. No, probably not. Let's see here. Kevin, you watched The Mandalorian? Yeah, I have watched it. I've watched the first episode, and I enjoyed it. Me and Katie enjoyed it. I don't know if... see, here's the thing. It's a Star Wars show. I mean, it's impressive that it's as expensive as it is. But you know, it's Star Wars. Katie liked it a lot more than I did. I am looking for Rise of Skywalker. I have my tickets. One of the few people who think The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie out there. I know, but you know. So, but yeah, we'll see. I definitely enjoy The Mandalorian, and I will continue to watch it. I'm glad they're only doing it like one episode a week because, you know, I would probably not binge the thing, and I might even get, you know, anyway. Driver Steve says, I prefer movies I can store on my hard drive. DVDs take up too much valuable space. Yeah, but hard drives fail frequently. And when they crash, you can lose everything in an instant. And that has happened to me a couple times when computers blow up. Well, not literally blow up, but you know, they blow up and then you lose the song library. So CDs and DVDs, that's the surefire way to, and now Blu-rays. That's how you know that you'll have it pretty much forever. Especially if you take care of them like I do. So let's see here. Oh, Roy's in here. How you doing, Roy? Ryan says, thanks for letting me know. I will look for your review of Frozen 2 on there. Yeah, I've also got my reviews on Klaus, for those of you who haven't seen Klaus, or Marriage Story. They're on Netflix now, I believe. Alex says, I wouldn't say movie reviews. It's more of his thoughts if the movie ended differently. So is it like so it's like a version of how it should have ended? Is that what it is? Which, okay, no offense. I'm really not interested at all now. I don't care. I do not care about those types of videos, and that's I don't even like how it should have ended that much. To be perfectly honest, I think how it should have ended is kind of stupid. To be honest, I mean that CinemaSins. I mean, here's the thing. I like it when people discuss movies and really delve into movies and the art of it. But when I see channels that basically make a living off nitpicking movies, like just totally nitpicking, and that's what these how it should have ended type things are, in my opinion, it's like I'm not interested at all. By the way, there's 43 people here. Give it a thumbs up if you like what we've been doing so far. Definitely, I'm pretty sure he is making fun of you in the video. Oh, yeah. Big surprise. I mean, I just supported the guy. I supported the guy when he got deactivated, even though he wasn't nice at all. I mean, shows his character, right? But it wouldn't surprise me at all. So I still think it was wrong that he got deactivated from Uber that way, unless it was true. So, you know, if it was not true, he should not have been deactivated. If it is true, well then, you know, fire his butt. So let's see here. David says, you know you can get Disney Plus for free from Verizon if you have certain things. Yeah, I don't have Verizon, but I got like a special deal with Disney Plus because I'm a D23 member. So they gave me 3 years of Disney Plus for $140, which is like $433 a month, basically. So yeah, I paid for it all up front, and now I don't have to pay for Disney Plus for 3 years. So I think after that time, I will have decided whether or not I want to keep that subscription. So, you know, let's see here. Low Rose Scratcher says, I heard Rugrats movie date schedule got pulled. I heard Netflix will sign. Netflix and Nickelodeon did sign an agreement. I didn't know they were making another Rugrats movie, although it was one of their most popular franchises, so I guess I'd want to bring it back. But yeah, I actually think the Netflix deal could be good. I'd actually like to see them bring like the Hey Arnold spinoff series, The Patakis, into production. Hey, Payman's here. How you doing, Payman? And maybe some more True to the Original Ninja Turtle series. So, you know, live action Rugrats movie, I'm not interested at all. Not even a little. Let's see here. Have you seen The Imaginary Story? It's a wonderful behind-the-scenes history of Disneyland and Disney parks if you haven't yet. I haven't watched it yet. Maybe I will. I get a little bit more annoyed with behind the scenes Disney stuff that modern Disney makes, because I've noticed in the last 5 years it's been less less truthful about what's going on, about the hardships and everything, and more fluff and more promotional. Maybe I'll like it. So far, I've not liked any. Well, okay, I like The Mandalorian, I did, but I didn't like Lady and the Tramp. I didn't like Noelle. I didn't like Encore. High School Musical, the series was interesting. It's kind of in a weird place, though. It's clear it doesn't really want to be a kid's show, but it acts like a kid's show. So I don't know what to make about that one. So let's see here. Alex says I won't be watching again. Oh, you're talking about Geo's video stuff. Okay, well, we heard one person there. He one person will be watching Geo's movie stuff. So okay, Matthew says I'm pretty sure he was making. Oh, I read that already. Ryan's treasure said, "Do you know that the first 5 episodes of Mickey Mouse Club are currently on Disney Plus?" Unfortunately, yeah, I did know about that. I have them on DVD. And here's the thing with me, because I have like a lot of streaming services. I have like a fairly moderate bandwidth plan because I just don't like paying ungodly amounts of money for bandwidth. So if it's on DVD or Blu-ray, I'm gonna watch the DVD or the Blu-ray. I'm not gonna stream something that I already own. So, I think that's a waste of bandwidth personally. Let's see here. David said Netflix and Nick are bringing the Last Airbender live action. Yeah, hopefully they don't mess it up this time. By the way, a funny little story. I was at a movie theater. It was a few months ago, and somehow I heard they were talking about the Last Airbender, the live action movie, and they all agreed that movie sucked. And I decided to just troll them. I said, "Really, I quite liked it." And everyone in the snack concession and in the line stopped, and they all looked at me like, and I'm like, "No, I'm totally kidding, guys. It was awful." And they all kind of breathed a sigh of relief. Like I think they were like me. It's like somebody actually liked it. Like, so anyway, just a funny story. So let's see here. Payman says you guys are drinking the cooling Google Kool-Aid by veering off rideshare and talking about Disney, Marvel, etc. We're talking about whatever we want. It's a live stream. And by the way, I've been talking about Disney Plus and Netflix and HBO Max for a little while now on this channel. Like this is not just a rideshare channel. This is an app and technology channel. So, granted, the rideshare videos are still viewed the most, but I talk about other things other than rideshare. So, have you seen the new Sonic trailer? You should do another Sonic nude. Yes, we've actually filmed Katie reacting to the new trailer, and not to spoil too much, she liked it a heck of a lot more. Jeff says, I just got YouTube Premium. What you guys think of it? Cobra Kai was good, but having trouble finding anything else good. Actually, it's interesting because I am making a video, and it's taken a long time to edit, of course. But I am making a video about YouTube Premium shows that YouTube. Let's try this. There we go. Let's try this. So I will. Oh, wrong Gmail address. That's why having multiple Gmail addresses. YouTube Premium. Let's try this. Because I actually could give you some recommendations on what to watch on YouTube Premium. Yeah. So, here's some things I kind of recommend if you have YouTube Premium. I recommend Impulse, The Boy Band Con, obviously Cobra Kai. I recommend Origin, Sideswiped, Claire, Sherwood if you've got kids, Dallas and Robo, Ariana Grande, Dangerous Woman Diaries, Viper Club, Lindsay Sterling, The Price of Free, and some other shows that you might like, you might not like. You have Katy Perry, Will You Be My Witness? You have Hyperlinked. You have Idolish 7 Vibrato. You have Single by 30, and you have Liza on Demand, which I have done a whole video review on. Now, I still don't think this is like a really that great of a show, to be perfectly honest, but I kind of feel like it's about the gig economy, so I almost feel like I have to support it, if you will. It's an interesting situation I find myself in. So let's come back here. Let's see here. Ryan says they got Bob Gurr, Richard Sherman, and more to be in it. I would recommend. I'll probably check it out at some point because, there's not a whole lot of original stuff on there, so I'm going to watch something. Let's see here. Oh, hey, go Donny.com. Dave says, I was wondering why is my other account not able to post in chat? Think you banned me over misunderstanding? Maybe. Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't know. It's possible, but sorry about that. Well, now you're here, so welcome. Just email me what your username is. I'll look it up and see if maybe there was a misunderstanding, and maybe we can let you back on. So I'll see you all my free cookies. I only eat sandwiches and drink soda pop. Thanksgiving is coming soon. Oh, come on, man. That's not good. So let's see. Ryan says, you know that the 30th anniversary of Little Mermaid is today. Oh, it's today. Wow. Oh yeah, that was made by one of my friend's sisters. She went to my wedding. She's got Down syndrome, and she really put her all into that. So I kind of wanted to hang it up and show that it was appreciated. So, but I think it looks nice up there. So let's see here. Does YouTube Premiere offer all shows? Free shows with ads now. I don't think you could want. I think when you have YouTube Premium, you don't watch ads at all. That's one of the things, one of the perks that you have. So let's see here. Yep, November 17th, 1989. Yeah. So okay. So what is this deleted? I can't see the deleted message up here. So you guys watch Klaus on Netflix yet? Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. Actually wrote a print review on that, and now the computer has frozen, so I can't actually share it with you. I'm definitely saving for a new computer because this was. I mean, I don't want to complain. My dad did give it to me give it to me for like my birthday one year, and it wasn't terribly expensive. And I'm like, oh yeah, that should work. I did not realize how bad, what poor quality. I got to do a hard shutdown again. This is ridiculous. This computer. It's just well. Anyway, I'm gonna turn it back on, and once I load it back up, then I'll share with you the class review. I mean, we've got like 8 minutes left, more or less, to do this, and then we're gonna move on. Then we're gonna move to bring this to an end. Yes, Travis Kalanick did sell more Uber shares. I talked about that in another video. I think he is definitely seeing that the company is not on the right path, and it might not be for a long time. So he's kind of getting rid of it, and he's working on his new project, or maybe he's just keeping the money for himself. I mean, for Pete's sakes, I mean, once you have $761 million, I don't. Maybe you just don't need that money. I don't know. I think at that point you just chill and relax a little bit. Will you not be watching the first 18 seasons of The Simpsons on Disney Plus and on the DVD? No, I don't see any reason to. Especially since they're in that cropped widescreen format. Like, why on earth would I want to do that? But any of the widescreen stuff that's post DVDs, then yeah, I'll probably watch those until the DVDs come out, if the DVDs come out. Also, my season 3 DVD has the Michael Jackson episode. So I think that was stupid that they removed that, but whatever. If let's see here, Jeff says that guy is a multi-billionaire. Would have thought that he was. Well, he's kind of like Jeff Bezos. He's got his fortune basically in stock. So he finally sold the stock. Now he's a billionaire. He's officially a billionaire, combined with the money he saved from his salary. So, by the way, I read that Dara Khosrowshahi, when he was brought over from Expedia to Uber, he had like a long-term agreement with Expedia that offered him like a very nice severance package, provided he didn't work for anyone else until like 2020. And that severance package was like stock options that were worth 183 million at the time, but Uber offered him like a $200 million pay option to leave Expedia to run Uber. So yeah, that probably explains why he left a sure thing to jump onto the Titanic. Just like, hey, you know what? Even the Titanic had some lifeboats, right? I'm that's probably mean, but you know, there you have it. Um, yeah, yeah, I know. Who would have thought that he would be worth that much? That's just like uh anyway, so okay, computer's working again. Let me go to the Klaus review. Save that. This actually isn't my favorite review. I think it's a little rusty. My next review that I wrote, because I haven't been writing. I kind of fell off writing reviews for a little while, but I'm kind of getting back into it. It is a lot of fun and it's therapeutic. So so let's see here. There we go. So here's that print review if it'll actually go through. So, all right, guys, we've got 4 minutes left. Any final questions? Or so we actually did hit an hour. So I'm actually kind of surprised. I did not think we would be doing an hour for this thing. I actually thought this would be like 30 minutes because I started so late, and I still have some more editing to do. But let's see here, direct download. Do you know that there is an option to request update? Yes, I did know that, and I will be talking about that in another video. I know you've got a lot of questions, Camille, but you know we can only do a couple. We can only do a couple more. So yeah, wouldn't it be funny if sorry, just dropped something. If a bunch of people used the the request option to just request Song of the South. Do you think YouTube ad revenue will be down next year since the new COPA rule? The COPA rule doesn't for some creators it will be. That's not my concern. I don't really make a channel for kids, but I think the bigger concern is the FTC overreaching and like going after like anime and cartoon review channels saying like, oh, this is advertising, this is going for kids. It's like, no, they're not. They're just adults who like this stuff. So you do recognize me from the Rideshare Revolutionaries. No, no, I don't. To be perfectly, I mean, if you watch his videos and like him, that's fine. But I don't read his comments. I don't. So I mean, I barely watch his videos. So, but you know, I was in Geo's first couple videos. Wow. I don't even remember like what did his first few videos look like. In fact, I'm still technically on this channel. You got some kids content since really Disney. See, yeah, that's one of the things that I'm curious about because yeah, I talk about Disney and it's like it's not geared for kids. It really isn't. But will the FTC see it that way? I think that they probably would, although I personally think Song of the South would be better released on Blu-ray exclusive through D23 or Disney Movie Club. No, you know what? I personally, if they want to release Song of the South without too much of a hassle, then I think the best way to do it would be Criterion Collection. Alex says Geo might get you with it, might get with you for advice on reviews. He will not take my advice at all for anything. Actually on his channel I just looked at his oldest. I didn't realize he was only doing this for 2 years. So I thought he was doing it for a little bit longer than that, but well, I don't. Well, Camille, I don't. His first videos, it's just him in the car. It looks like so. You know, no, it's something. Unless, oh, see, I got thrown off because his first few videos doesn't have that beard. But then he grew the beard and smoking the cigars. So, yeah, he had that beard. He had that beard for a long time. Are you that guy who's in the car? The 3,000 subs? Okay, well that's you. I guess that's what you look like. Let's see. A review club doesn't talk about review club. Yeah, that's funny. Just hope I'm not back. Camille is maybe Geo himself. Well, if he is, then that's perfectly fine. I mean, Camille's a lot nicer than Geo, so that if that's Geo, then I don't mind if he's not if he's nice. Just I wouldn't. So anyway. Hey John, how you doing? Sorry that you came near the end. We're pretty much wrapping up. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up here. It's been an hour. I still have to edit the second video. Remember, I've got like an exclusive story for you guys tomorrow. So anyway, we're going to wrap it up now. For anyone who might have been watching this, that's not live. If you stuck through this whole thing, thank you so much. But what do you think about any of this? I'd like to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, of course, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly, and you get access to my Patreon exclusive blogs. Also, if gas prices get just a little down, check out the Get Upside app below. It's totally free, but you get cash back with every gas purchase. If you want more content from me, check out my other channels, Kevin T. Rodriguez, Apptrepreneur Vlogs, and Autograph Hound. And finally, if you want to talk to me personally, check us out at the Apptrepreneur Hangouts on Facebook. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.